On your payroll view page, you'll notice a host of options available for the payroll. So firstly, you'll notice the edit option, and this here edits or updates, allows you to update rather the entire payroll. So if I click on that, what it does is that it allows you to update all the fields of the payroll, including the employees of the payroll. Now keep in mind, if you hit save here, what happens is that everything, all calculations, all numbers within the payroll gets recalculated, which may not be ideal for all cases. If you just wanted to update maybe the title or the formats for the payroll, there's a basic edit. So if I click on the basic edit here, I can just say updated and hit save, and you'll notice that the title of the payroll gets updated. So that might be how you want to update specific things such as the title or the formats on the payroll. There is the delete option. Of course, this deletes a payroll. Here's the audit log that shows you all changes in the payroll. So you'll see I just updated the payroll to being updated. In the title, you will see that in your audit logs. And of course, we have the approve and reject options on a payroll. On payroll employees, you have the option to remove a single payroll employee. You can change the salary if somebody had a change in salary for this month and it was adjusted later. You can go ahead and select the new salary. You can edit the values that are calculated, so all of the system calculated values are editable. You can add adjustments and you can recalculate. Now the recalculate button is especially important because unless you update the entire payroll, adding adjustments do not force Techlify HR to update the calculated values. You need to hit the recalculate. So if you had created the payroll and then added adjustments after creating the payroll, in order for those adjustments to be considered in the values that you see and in your taxes, you need to hit recalculate for the employee or the group of employees. Right? Then you will see the ability to edit a configuration. So let me give you an example of that. Jon would have joined the company in 2024, right? Last year, February the 1st. Now, what if we wanted to create or recreate the December payroll for last year? So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and add a timesheet entry for Jon for December. I'll add a single entry for the entire month. Jon worked 172 hours and 7 overtime hours. I'll go ahead and save and approve that. Of course, that record does not show up here because we're filtered by this year, but if I filter by last year, yep, there we go, 172 and 7 overtime hours. Now if I go to payroll, let's create a new payroll for December last year. Jon is time rated, so I hit December. You'll notice a couple of cool things happen here. 1, the title changes. 2, Techlify HR detects it's monthly, automatically sets the end date for you, and Jenny no longer shows up as an employee here because the system detects that Jenny was not an employee and didn't have a salary for December 2024. So if I go ahead and save, same process, your payroll gets calculated and you see Jon's payment received. However, there's one challenge here in that the statutory deduction is $130,000, and this is 2025 statutory allowance, but in 2024 it was different, and that is what the configuration edit allows you to do. So if I go ahead and update this and say we're using the 2024 configuration, you can say use that, and of course I need to recalculate. And what you'll notice is that the payment received dropped, and if I go to my pay sheet again, you'll see statutory deduction along with PAYE gets adjusted for Jon. So that is how you can update the taxes on a payroll. Another cool feature that you can have on a payroll, and let's go take a step back, go ahead to our fixed rated payroll that we had created earlier with Jon and Patricia. You can, on the employee section, you can press the plus button, and what this allows you to do is to add employees that were not on this payroll. So this can allow you to do things such as merging your fixed rated and time rated payroll. So let's go ahead and add Jenny and Jon to this payroll. We'll select that it's their time rated salaries and hit save. So there you go, we see Jenny and Jon added to the payroll even though they are time rated. So now we have a merged fixed rated and time rated payroll. If we go to our pay sheets, we can see all of the team members here, right? And then the last option that you have, last but not least, is the ability to batch update employees. So if you select a couple of employees here, so let's go ahead and select Jon and Jenny, you can add net deductions, you can remove them from this payroll, or even batch calculate. So let's say you added adjustments for 2 employees or 10 employees and you wanted to recalculate them. Instead of pressing the recalculate button 10 times, you can just select them and hit recalculate. In this case, we don't actually want time rated employees on this payroll, so I'll select Jenny and Jon, and I'll go ahead and delete them from the payroll, so we're back to only having our fixed rated employees on the payroll. Alright, and this here is a neat note column that allows you to add any notes, reminder. Let me just refresh that page. Reminder to review by Tim. Let's say maybe Tim needs to review this payroll employee. And those are some of the options on your payroll view page and how you make use of those options. We did not go into the adjustment tab, but we'll get into that in a later video.